Hello, this is Congressman Arcuri. In these tough economic times, as Upstate New Yorkers file their 2009 taxes in advance of Tax Day on April 15th, they are seeing some welcome relief. So far, those who have filed their taxes have discovered that the average refund is up nearly 10% this year. That's because, according to the Citizens for Tax Justice, a public policy organization specializing in federal tax issues, 98% of upstate New Yorkers benefited from the tax cuts in 2009. This is due in large part to the recovery bill. In fact, 1/3 of the recovery bill was made up of tax cuts, and unlike the Bush tax cuts of the past that focused on the wealthy, these tax cuts brought relief directly to working families and small businesses across upstate New York. For most, the Making Work Pay tax credit began showing up in your paychecks last April, continuing this year and amounting to an extra $400 for individuals and $800 for couples. The recovery bill has also made it more affordable to go to college because students and parents are paying for tuition are now eligible for up to $2,500 under the American Opportunity Credit. This not only makes it more affordable for upstate New Yorkers to go to college, but it also provides an economic boost for the communities where one of the 14 colleges and universities in the 24th Congressional District are located. Also this year, it became easier to buy a home with an $8,000 tax credit thanks to the Recovery Act's expansion of the first-time homeowners tax credit. And those who already own a home and are looking to make energy-efficient improvements like new insulation or windows, they are eligible for up to $1,500 in new tax credits. Even new car buyers are included and can deduct state and local sales taxes in which they paid. Unfortunately, there are many families that are having an even more difficult time making ends meet during these tough economic times. That's why we have also increased the earned income tax credit by over $600 and allowed more families to qualify for the child tax credit. And finally, for those who lost their jobs in the recession and need some help getting back on their feet, we provide a 65% tax credit for COBRA health insurance premiums and made sure the first $2,400 in unemployment benefits is tax-free. I urge all upstate New Yorkers to take advantage of these important tax savings made available through the recovery bill. And if you've already filed your taxes and missed some of the savings available to you, don't worry. You can still amend your returns even after April 15th and save hundreds or even thousands of dollars if you qualify. During these tough economic times, upstate New York families have been forced to cut back and tighten their financial belts. It's time for Congress to do the same and set an example for the rest of the federal government. Since the beginning of this year, I have voted to cut more than $14.4 billion from federal spending bills. I have worked hard for adoption of pay-as-you-go rules and supported a freeze on all non-defense discretionary spending. Congress should balance its books just like American families and businesses do. In addition, I have proposed legislation called the Congressional Belt-Tightening Act, which would cut the salaries of members of Congress in our office budgets by 5% for the next 2 years. This year alone, my office tightened its financial belt and returned more than 8% of our official office budget to the Treasury for deficit reduction. That means an additional $120,000 was turned over to help reduce the deficit. Think of what would happen if every member of Congress did that. As we work towards recovery and our economy begins to grow, it is important for us to be more financially responsible and spend within our means. That goes for Congress as well. This is Congressman Arcuri, and thanks for listening.